Start recording. So I am going to record this for YouTube. What I'm going to do is I'm going to explain everything that goes into RIS, which is some of the best armor in the game. Some new lightsaber components have spawned for the lightsaber layers, so I'm going to do that as well. If it comes out better than what I have, I'll throw it into a factory and do everything. So yay, YouTube. And I'm also streaming this as well. So if I do talk to random people, it is because of streaming. So let's start here. In my previous videos, I kind of talked about how to craft and whatnot. So we're going to take all the lessons that we learned there and apply it to this. So I have my components already spread out into different bags and whatnot so that I know everything is what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Well, first I'm going to make sure that this is the right tool. So it's the only tool I have. It's 100% crafting tool. And now I'm going to go into this component subsection and we're going to find lightsaber protection layers. So what's really important for a lightsaber is overall quality and unit toughness. Not unit toughness, shock resistance. The encumbrance doesn't matter, so it automatically filters all my stuff. So I'm going to use that. Now what we're going to be using tonight is a new server best. This is the inert petrochemical Viscefi. Got a cool million of that, so that'll be good. And then Terrace, of course. And the last is the RIS. It's not actually going to show up at anything, so instead of making this, hold on. Let me drop this backpack, pick it back up, and it should work. I kind of wanted all the things to work so that we can see. And hopefully this will solve that issue. Yeah, there we go. So that's that, and that. Now all the values are actually working. So we are going to take some pylon cake. Increase our rolls. I already made sure my mind was clear. So this server doesn't really have mind wounds and doesn't have a mind thing, but if you do play on the server enough, you'll see that all the mobs do technically have mind, but when you engage them, they go to 0. So the mind bar is still there, it's still hidden, and sometimes it bugs, and you'll still take wounds. So just make sure you go listen to Entertainer and clear all your mind wounds, because and battle fatigue. Battle fatigue is a big one. Make sure this is at 0 before you start crafting. So we're gonna hit assemble, and we're going to hope for an amazing success. We got an amazing success, so that's great. So this is kind of the tricky part. We are going to go next here. We're going to experiment, and what we want to do here is this experimental resistance. We're going to probably do it a couple at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Bespin port, and we're going to do 3 at a time. Great success. Take another Bespin port, and we'll go ahead and do that. So what this is doing is actually increasing my lightsaber resist, which is the important part. So 21, not bad. I'll go ahead and take another one. Alright, so 23. I think there's some dangling percentages here because the old ones capped at 23. And so I'm going to go ahead and hopefully take another one of these. Take that. Let's pray for something good. Amazing success. So it looks like it's the same as what I had before. So that's not bad. The new spawn was similar in quality. So it's good that we have a replacement for I think it was a Fodi before. That's the other polymer. So this is pretty great. Let me double check on what I had before, whether or not it is worth doing. It looks like this is still a little bit better just because the armor integrity is higher. But the FOD did change, so... I mean, it's 10 points higher. So that affects the durability. I'll go ahead and make... Hold on, let's see. Sorry about that. I'm looking for... Oh, it's not showing up. Weird. There it is. What do I want? Ew, ads. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and just make another one of these. So, go ahead and craft the... So this is a 323. It's probably point something, so... And I'm going to dash... This is the new stuff so that I can find it. Alright, so now that we have that, it looks like it's the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into crafting the actual RIS schematic components, whatnot. So we are going to start with this. So my buddy Ball picked up some good components over here, so this is all his stuff. And I'm going to put it, name it Ball, so that I know. Alright, so what we need now is... I've got... So this will make 2 segments, or 2 factory runs worth of segments. No, less. It shouldn't matter. Let me go ahead and pull this up. So what we're going to be doing here is not that, actually. We want to make sure... So this is another part of what makes RIS unique, is this interwoven RIS schematic. These are consumable, and they are limited use. So you get 5 segments out of it. So when you consume it, you can craft it 5 times. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this, learn it, learn schematic, and then we can close that, and we are looking for the interwoven RIS schematic. This is with all the fun stuff. So let me go ahead and pick this back up. And we are going to... So this is the old stuff. This is the 3% at 23. I'm going to just use that. And the rest is interwoven. So we are going to use... I forgot to actually move this over, so hold on a second. Let me cancel that out. I've got some good bone here that I need to be using. That might be it. So it should be Yavin animal bone. And we are looking for the good stuff. Okay. Alright, so we have this. We have this bone, which isn't showing up. This is the new stuff. Kiga. And the intrusive ore. Now the rest is the woolly mander hide, which we want a stack of 4. And the reason why I'm going to be doing stacks of 4 in this is that if you put them into a factory as a stack of, well, as a stack of 4, you craft a schematic. It consumes one of the stacks. Then you have 3 stacks left over. You can put that into a factory, and then you'll have the ability to make about 3 times as many components out of the interwoven RIS schematic. And how that works is it only uses 1 charge per craft or factory schematic. So if you turn into a factory schematic, you can get those 3 extra pieces, or well, 2 extra pieces out of 1 piece. So it is more effective, but it does cost about 25% more resources, since the other resources are just kind of go away. All right, so we need to make sure that these are all the same serial number. So Gurking, anyone around? Oh, I'm not around yet, but I'll be around in a bit. So it's a Gurking hide. It is a woolly mander bone fragment, which is over here, which I'll pull out. Woolly mander, and then the rest is going to be these yellow crystals, or yellow cubes, and Night Sister shards. So let's expand this a little so I can look through these. I want a stack of 4 or more, and ooh, there's a good one. Those are both really good. So I'm gonna use. Let's go nuts here. So I'm using this 8%, and I'm gonna use a similar quality. That's an armor layer. Okay, this 9 should be good. Oh, actually, hold on. We'll go with the Jantas, because I know this was higher. So this is the highest that he has. This 10% at 13. So we'll do that. Those 2. Let me make sure I pull them out so that I have them for the factory. This one, and I believe it was this one. Ooh, see, that was actually the wrong one. So it's this 8%. There we go. Alright, so, and we are going to check our foods. Drinks are pretty high. Take a food here. And let's go assemble. Alright, so, oh cool. Thanks for the follow, Pulp Free Fiction V. And you're now hosting me. I like that. Awesome. Now, so as you can remember before, we wanted to focus on experimental resistance. This is kind of where it flips the script. We are going to be using the quality experimental quality is what we're going to be using for the rest of it. So I don't believe the experimental resist does anything, but I think durability does less of anything. So we'll probably just put it into experimental resist just to be sure, as whatever points are left over. So let's start this. We're going to hit experiment, and this is what is the important stuff. So let's go ahead and take another port, and let's go up 4. I usually try and keep it under 15 just because run experiment. We get an amazing success. So we're already looking at 70% lightsaber resistance here. Oh wait, no, this is the old stuff. So yeah, this is going to be the cap. What we're raising right now is this armor effectiveness. The armor effectiveness for this particular layer or this segment is kinetic. So by increasing this, we're going to be able to get the kinetic up to about 80%. So let's do it again. I might be out of stuff, so let's open another. Open another crate. This is what I need. Alright, so let's take another one of these. Run an experiment. Another amazing success. So we're at 4470. Pretty good. Unfortunately, this doesn't go in. Sucks. Wish I had the minimum damage. On live, I think you could add like health and stuff, but not so much on here. So I'm going to go ahead and run this to get the kinetic up. So I was wrong before. I'm sorry. This is actually the kinetic effectiveness. That's the special resistance, but you're going to be capping. So this is the most important thing, this quality. This is going to pull up the rest of the base. And I'm too full to drink, so let's just... Great success. So 18% should be fine. Soft log. Sorry. Can't look away from someone to need. Alright, so we'll go ahead and run the experiment. We are going to not craft this, but manufacture. This is fine. We can also put this down to 3, since we're only going to get 3 out of this. I'm not sure if you have it at 1,000, if it will just oh no, it'll keep it, but you won't be able to fulfill it because obviously there's only stacks of 4 woolly mander. So let me go ahead and create this, and let's go throw it in our factory. Ten viewers. Cool. If you guys have any questions in chat, feel free to ask anything. I don't have the chat displayed, but I'll read it if need be. Alright, so we're going to open up the schematic slot, scroll all the way down to the Interwoven RIS schematic, load that, and then, like I said in previous videos, you can go here and look up the what I used. And we are going to go to the imp. We're going to go here, and I don't know if you can actually just put this whole thing in there. That would be cool. But oh, you know what? Actually, I need 3 of this. I'm going to need more. It shouldn't matter. I'm going to need more of this, but I'm going to put down another factory so it doesn't stop. Actually, no, I'm going to just go ahead and do that, and I'll put down the other factory for this. So let's take this out. Remove schematic. Remove this. And schematic slot. So not that one. This is what we want. Open schematic slot. Let's double check to make sure that this is the right thing. It is. So we're going to be loading this, and how much do I need? Let's go with 1,000. So this should make about 20. I'm going to keep experimenting with the new stuff, see if I can pull one more point out of it. It only went up in quality by, a small margin. Oh. One of our other crafters is trying to photobomb. So let me go get a equipment factory, or a wearable factory. I'll put another one down, and then we could start doing this while that's cooking. I think they're in here. They are wearable. Ivo, it's got to be the center of attention. The server best copper harvesting is going well, I think. I don't know if I'm actually doing copper right now. I know I'm doing the platinite, which might be a copper, But yeah. Oh, you know what? I think it is copper. Was that I showed before? I don't know. It's in there. Whatever. I've got about 10 harvesters down on it. I think I'm going to put down some more later. We'll see. What happened? Oh, there you are. Let's double check this. Make sure we don't run out of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, the platinite, that's what I was farming for this in particular. It's server best for the new RIS. And I pulled, I think I've had them down for less than a day, and I pulled about 150K off just what I had put down. So hopefully I'll get a couple million. I think I put it all down today, so hopefully I'll have a million in not that long. Schematic slot. Oh, I forgot to say. So the YouTube doesn't understand, doesn't know, but I'm reading in chat asking how the server best harvesting is, or copper harvesting is going. So refresh, 13 days. That's good. What do I mean RIS? RIS is, I don't know what it stands for, but it's armor. It's really good armor. Let's see if it actually says. I think it just says RIS. It doesn't say. It's like reinforced insulated suit or something like that is the armor. There you go. That's what it's called. Reinforced insulated sheath. Alright, so let's double check on the ingredients. We've got it all. We want to make sure that we are throwing in the right things. So that is this. We want, go ahead and go through that first. This bone. And then we need the gherkin hide, the Jonta hide, the woolly hide, and lightsaber layers. So if you look at this, divided by 3, well, okay, so you need 3 layers, and the rest of this is going to be divided by 3. That's how many resources are required to make 1 piece of armor. It's a lot. Let me just double check. Alright, so I have this, that. Jonta, gherkin hide, power cube. Yeah, so this should be good. I'll see in a hot minute if, well, it'll try and craft 1 if it doesn't have, it takes about, okay, it takes a while. It takes 2 minutes to craft, so I'll know in 2 minutes. The helmet looks like, actually, you know what the helmet looks like? Let me see. You see, let's see. That, yeah, it doesn't require that the quantity, but it is a lot of different resources. Usually, hold on. So this guy, oh, here we go. This is what RIS Armor looks like. This is like a brown color scheme. The base is changeable, but the highlight is not. So you'd be able to change this brown part. Is the customizable part. Oh, expand the window. Okay, here we go. So this is what RIS looks like. The best in the game, and I can show you an example of some RIS so you can see the stats. It isn't the best one, but I think it's one of the ones, well, one of the only ones I have on me. I've got 2 gloves that I had spare, so we can go look at that while this is cooking, and we can see if this is, no, it looks like I still have everything, otherwise I would have gotten an email. So we got about a hot minute before. Actually, let's check this. I don't really want to stop and start the. Yeah, you're gonna want server best stuff. The closer you are to server best stuff, the better. Just because it's gonna be what your resists are. So let me let this craft one. Okay, it did craft one. So let me stop it. Stop it. Output. There's one. That is one layer. That one piece of RIS right there. Oh, cool. I got another follow. I think Pulp just followed me again. We'll see if it pops up. Alright. So, yeah, there's the follow. Thank you for the follow. So when crafting this, it's important that you keep the serial numbers the same. That's why I have big stacks of the schematic runs. Like I have 1,000 of this. That's why you always want to use like 1,000. So let's start manufacturing. So should be enough. What was that? 7? That's enough for 2 more. But now that I have one, we're going to craft a piece, and I will ask Ball, you have the choice of what do you want to gamble first? What piece do you want me to craft for you? You can, he'll say it in chat in a couple seconds. Hopefully he's still watching. And then I will craft it. But yes, so gamble. Yeah, what piece do you want? I would recommend either a chest, pants, boots, helmet, gloves. Those are all part of the mini suit. So these two I sliced. Unfortunately, I sliced them kind of low, but we're looking at. Unfortunately, well, you can't really see. I don't know if you can see this. So it's 80% kinetic. This is one of the lower ones that was starting to run low on good things. Come outside and trade before I craft. Okay. So I was starting to run low on. Oh, sweet. This is the good stuff. Thank you, Ivo. TYSR. Okay, so that's actually like the good experimentation stuff. Yeah, I'll craft. What is the best way of getting resources by myself or friends? So Ivo actually he just drove away, but he was able to provide me with some of the older resources when I wasn't playing. But I've actually collected the majority of resources that I can have. I've collected in the millions for private use. I haven't actually sold any RIS. It's all been given out. So once I start getting more pieces available, more people start coming to me with the components that I showed you, I could start making it more available. Right now, like I'm not even selling it right now. It's been all trades and stuff just because the components are so hard to farm, like all the drop components. The Night Sisters and Geos are hard to come by, so I don't want to go farm it. Alright, so we can crack this out. Should be good. And we are going to, yeah, it should be enough. Yeah, 2 weeks it took to farm. But this is an example of what you're going to be getting is the 80% kinetic, 70% lightsaber. This is currently the highest lightsaber on the server for non-BH. BH I think is 90%, but it has a hole. So you can see here, this does not have a hole. You have almost 80% resistance to everything. That's a big deal. Alright, so let's craft. We're going to craft a chest piece. What colors do you want? I'll show you the palette in a second. You can change the secondary color. There you go. Mando is 90, which hasn't been crafted at all. BH is 80. so we're going to do a chest piece. This is what the chest piece looks like. And we are going to... so some of the things that... Black base, black and red. Okay. So the second... we'll do that in a second. The base, the black for the color you can't change. So that's the first color. All right, so we have... When we're crafting this, it requires a synth cloth. Unfortunately, it can't be a bioengineered synth cloth. The stat just disappears. So, regular synth cloth, a giant chemo scale, and a RIS segment. So we got the RIS segment. We've got the rest of this is all server best stuff. So let's just throw it in here. Unfortunately, it's not all loading. Hold on, let's back up. We'll drop this backpack. It seems like it's a bug that this happens. So if that happens to you when you're crafting, just go back, just drop whatever the components are, or if you have it in a bag like I do, drop the bag and it should show everything again, all the values. Body armor, RIS. Alright, so we're going to have the private collection of the good stuff. This is where all your server best weapons come from. That's the trick, how Evo gets the server best weapons. It's the private selection of port. Very fancy. Alright, craft. There we go, now it's showing up. This was the server best copper that someone was brought up before. It's currently spawning, so go get it. And then I'll go ahead and give them a little of the server best known solid. Also, this is spawned, which is almost damn near close. So even with what's currently spawning, you can make almost what I can make. So he's good. Alright, we are looking at chemo. So it doesn't matter. So chemos doesn't matter because we were crafting the final component, so the serial number does not matter. So we're going to get that and throw in, this is a statless synth cloth. Don't use the BE. I tried it. Doesn't work. So just don't waste your BE components on that. Now we have everything in here, and we're going to hit assemble, but before we do that, make sure you eat the pylon cake. So we eat the pylon cake, we hit assemble. Oh, we don't have everything. Oh, I forgot to add that. My bad. So that is this. Got a lot of it, server best. That just recently spawned, so a lot of people should have it. Alright, so we are going to hit assemble. That was a great success, which is okay. Is okay. So, looks like we hit damn near cap on that, so that's good. Let me hit next. Experiment. And what we're going to be doing here is the quality. Quality, I think? Shoot, now I don't remember. I think it's quality. So, quality, we'll know in a second. So let's go ahead and just run a small experiment. We can see what numbers it moves. Okay, so it is moving the correct numbers. So go ahead, and that was kind of a waste of a port. So let's bump this up to... The problem with going all the way to the end is that it usually doesn't cap it. And if it does, okay, so quick tip on this. When you're doing this experimenting, it's the success rate amazing to like failing. It's going to actually fill or lower this bar. So when you're filling this up, if you go here, this is only like one nudge. If you go get an amazing success on this, you could actually fill this for free. So pro tip here, don't fill it to the end. Give it a little wiggle room because you might get lucky. So let's see if we get lucky. Not so lucky. Almost. So instead of going over, it looks like it just capped a little before that. So go ahead and run experiment. So it looks like with the cap, we're going to hit at 69. So 69 might be the cap because I did use the best stuff I could get. 10s, an 8% cube, a 10% Jonta hide. Both are pretty high. I mean, you could get 11 or 12 Night Sister shards, but it does look like 69 might be the theoretical cap for this. So last thing is, I believe this resistance might increase this condition, but I always forget to check, so let's check right now. So that's 36066. I won't need that, so I'll just run it. Yep, that's what it does. So great success. It increased it by 4K. Pretty good. So now we're going to go ahead and hit done experimenting, and we're going to move to create prototype. You don't create schematics of this. You can't do it. So don't do it. You're just going to waste resources. Well, I mean, you can do it, but it's just you'd just be down a piece of armor. So this is the black Paul, if you want black and red. So this is what black and red looks like, and this is what you can change. So it's kind of counterintuitive. Let me double check on that. Let's see. I don't have any pieces on me, actually. But, so is that what you wanted? I'll give him a chance to respond in chat. And black and green. Black and green is pretty dope. The problem with the black is, like, it's absolute black, so you're losing a lot of model definition, because the armor, you can see, has like some areas. So this actually reads a little bit better. If you want gray, maybe gray and red, maybe a light red, you could change this color later. So while he's telling me what color he wants, lighter or darker, I will brand this with a Grimm's RIS. We are at 80% kinetic, 70% base red, and second black. Let me see that. Okay, so the base red, this is the base red. I'd say probably like a darker red, and then maybe like a black. This, like I said before, this loses the detailing just because it's too black. This will show the battle scarring and whatnot a little bit better, if you like that. So let them decide. All right, 70% LS, 69 base, the best kind of base. He is deciding whether what he wants, one or the other. He's deciding quickly. Let me see white for base. All right, this video has turned into a fashion show. Keep the red, white for base. This you could change. This could be whatever. Oh, did you? Yeah. So you want the red, and this changes. So this is what it's in white and all kinds of colors. So it looks pretty good, I think. Go for the white base. So you want the white base like that? Is that what you want? So much chat interaction. I like it. I'm like a professional streamer at this point. All right, we'll go with that. Let's remember that this is absolute white. This doesn't matter, I guess, but I'll just remember that this is absolute white for the rest of your matching armor, because that's important. So I'll go ahead and create this. It'll go to the tool. It takes about 30 seconds, but that's it. That's I let you peek behind the curtain. That's server best RIS. That's some of the best armor in the game. I will, once this is made, I will go and slice it. Slicing's completely random. I think it's between 10 and 30%, although you're not going to get 30, or you're not going to get 10, hopefully. So hopefully it's going to slice over 20%, and that would be in the 70s, maybe 80s. I've sliced them at these 69 bases. If you get a 30% slice, that's 89%. It's pretty good. So if Paul wants, I can slice this and he can see if he wants it. Or if he, what we can do is just, he gave me a lot of things, so he can do the whole suit, mini suit, if you want to just take the best of a mini suit, and that way I can get a couple suits out of it, he can get the best suit out of it. It's up to him. So let me drop this. Almost destroyed it. That would have been sad. No. And then let me bring on my smuggler. It's on the same screen, but you guys can't see it. Haha. I wanted to do the slicing. Okay, I can do the slicing. That's up to, if Ball says it's okay, I'll bring on my slicer. And make sure, I gotta make sure that she is cleared of mind wounds, and we're going to be using some good stuff to do some slicing. So give me just a second while I log in some dudes. I'm going to go get a mind buff. Not a mind buff. That's not a thing. Get an action buff just because superstition. Now, when you're talking about, when you're doing slicing, bunch of things are up in the air about what actually matters. In the code, it says it doesn't matter on the tool. From what I felt, tool might matter. So, alright, let's just dance, do a minute, and while this is dancing, I'll talk more about everything. Oh, sorry. So I was just looking over all the things that I have and need. So I should need that. Alright, so let me switch this real quick by turning it on and turning it off. And then it should bring up my slicer. So I'm just making sure I get a buff from her. I just started watching just a second ago. Started watching, let's see how much time is left, gone through. So another 10 seconds. And I'll have a buff. And then I'm going to be using this tool. This was made by our old armor smith. But I mean, I have the resources. I'm sitting on 750 of them. This has a tool effectiveness. Like I said before, it's not written anywhere in the code that it actually checks this effectiveness, so, you know, doesn't particularly work. I know when it comes to repairing, it does check the tool. So when you repair something, make sure you have all the normal crafting things. No battle fatigue. Well, speaking of, I need to make sure I don't have battle fatigue before I wander off. Okay, no battle fatigue. Watch an entertainer for a bit. I always get enough for a mind buff, or for an entertainer buff, just so that so that there's no invisible mind wounds. And then so when we're talking about repairing, the person has to have the proficiency in it. They should be wearing repair armor, or not repair armor, but repair statted clothing that I could show you in a second. And they should also be standing next to a tool in order to, it's actually in my house, in order to do the repair. For slicing, none of that matters. It's all random. It's all RNG. But at least if you go through all the steps, you'll feel better about the RNG. Like, at least I tried, right? Alright, so here it is. We're going to pick it up. And we are going to right-click. So for slicing, I am a master slicer, master smuggler. This is very important. You always want. There is some hidden mechanics with the slicing for this. It doesn't say that it increases it, but it does. So master slicer if you're going to be slicing things of importance. Gonna right click on it, hit slice. Now in my inventory I have out a precision knives, which anyone can make, armor upgrade, which armor smiths make, and molecular clamps, which slicers make, smugglers make. So I'm going to slice. It's going to give this dialog box. Let's blow it up a little. Can't really see. I guess you can't see it. We're going to go with shunt power with molecular node. Hit OK. It uses up the molecular clamp, and it says that it is a small indicator light on the clamp, blinks, lights red, indicating that you must cut the negative power. So let's cut the negative power. Yes. And then it says blah blah blah, cut the other one. So cut the other one. And that is an 18%. So not the best, not horrible, but at 18%, which is on the lower side of the curve, we're looking at 81% armor. Pretty good armor. So hopefully Ball likes that armor. But if not, I can make a bunch of more chess pieces and slice them, see if you can get that 89%. But yeah, I think 89 to 90%. If you get like a crazy slice above 30%, I think you should hit 90. I think 90 is the cap though. But I've only seen as high as 89%, so it might be the numbers thing, rounding down. But yeah, that's that. That'll be fine. So we're gonna put this here. I guess any other questions, concerns? This is Stardust. I'm gonna stop recording the video here, but I'll keep streaming. So this is the Stardust server. This is how you make RIS with lightsaber layers. Everything with server best. This is how you make the best armor in the game. So no secrets, no funny business, full transparency. But yeah, that's it. Come play our server. But again, my name's Gremlin. Thank you all for watching. It helps a lot. I'm glad I'm helping the community out, and you know, all the fun feedback is great. So if you have any questions, let me know. Leave it in the comments. You can contact me on Discord. Join our server. I'll throw all the information on the little card at the bottom. But thanks again, and Ball, enjoy your good ass armor.